This tutorial covers how to submit 2021 data in our online data portal to be recognized in 2022 for our national program Target BP. Log into the data platform at aha.infosariaregistry.com/login using the username and password sent to you via email after registering. Pause here to review further details on screen now regarding how to register your organization and get a user account. You will submit data through Program Forms. Click either the icon under Get Started or the link in the left navigation panel. If your organization has submitted in the past, you may have existing forms under the Edit Forms section, like I do here. Each year represents the calendar year from which that data was collected. This video focuses on 2022 recognition. For this, you'll need to submit a 2021 form. If you or another member of your organization have already started entering your 2021 data for recognition, you'll see it under Edit Forms and can click on it at any time to continue entering data. I don't have a 2021 form yet, so I'm going to click Add New next to Target BP. Type 2021 into the reporting year field, then hit Submit to start the form. Target BP has two tabs of data to enter, which you can see under Tabs on the right. All fields on both tabs must be completed to be eligible for an award. The first tab, Facility Information, contains questions about your healthcare organization and includes the measure denominator and numerator questions that will determine your recognition status. It also includes a new question, asking you to break down your total adult patient population by race and ethnicity using HRSA UDS reporting requirements for 2021 health center data. This is a change from last year, where we also asked for a breakdown by sex and age. Gray boxes can't be edited. They auto-populate as guides to determine if your numbers are matching up. The second tab asks the submitter to attest if the organization has completed specific blood pressure measurement activities by the end of 2021. Eligibility for Silver and Gold Plus awards depends on the responses given here. You can save or save and exit and come back at any time to revise your data. However, once all fields are complete and no errors are detected, on the Facility Information tab, the Data Entry Complete checkbox becomes available. Check this box and save to complete your submission. A snapshot of all data in the platform, complete or incomplete, is taken at the date and time of the recognition deadline, but you can revise your data at any point up until the snapshot time. Let's start entering our data. Before you begin, make sure the data you submit is representative of the healthcare organization you're currently viewing. Look left under Currently Viewing, or at the top right to orient yourself. I recommend having the data collection worksheet available, or filling it out ahead of time for ease. You can navigate directly to the data collection worksheet through this link in the instructions. I'm right-clicking it to open in a new tab. Click Download PDF to open it. The worksheet contains additional guidance on how to answer each question, especially for question 9, which asks for a patient breakdown by their primary payer. Scroll to page 4 to see additional guidance on this question. Questions may change from year to year, so please ensure that you have the latest data collection worksheet. Let's go back to the data platform. You can also use the official MIPS 236 measure specifications, which can be opened directly from the program form by clicking Measure Description link, Controlling High Blood Pressure. Question 1 asks if your organization diagnoses and manages patients with hypertension, up to and including prescribing medications. A yes response is required to be eligible for a 2022 award. The second question requires you to certify that the attestations entered in the form are accurate to the best of your knowledge. A yes response is also required here to be eligible for a 2022 award. Question 3 asks for the total adult patient population ages 18 years and older. This is a change from last year when we asked only for ages 18 through 85. We are looking for your outpatient population who had a visit in office or via telehealth in 2021 for your organization and who are CMI providers who diagnose and treat hypertension. When pulling data for this question, make sure you are saving this query and can further break down the patients included by category. Later questions ask you to break down this patient total by primary payer and race and ethnicity, and these breakdowns must add up to your question 3 total. My demo organization has 37,155 patients ages 18 years and older. Question 4 is the denominator of the controlling high blood pressure measure. Using MIPS 236 measure logic, of the patients ages 18 through 85 who had an encounter in 2021, how many had a diagnosis of essential hypertension active between January 1st of 2020 and December 31st of 2021? Make sure to exclude certain patients based on the measure requirements, such as those with end-stage renal disease. My demo facility had 23,991 patients who met this criteria. Question 5 is the numerator of the measure. Of the hypertensive patients already included in question 4, how many of them had their blood pressure under control at their most recent 2021 visit? Under control is considered a systolic blood pressure of less than 140 millimeters of mercury and a diastolic blood pressure less than 90 millimeters of mercury. I had 17,454 hypertensive patients whose blood pressure was under 140/90 in 2021. Questions 4 and 5 are used to calculate your organization's performance on the measure. For question 6, we are looking for context on your numerator data. Blood pressure readings from remote monitoring devices can be included in the numerator as long as they meet criteria specified in the data collection worksheet. We are interested in understanding if your organization's data includes remote BP readings. Any answer is okay and will not affect your award level. For question 7, input how many providers your healthcare organization has. We are looking for all physicians, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants involved in diagnosing and treating hypertension in your outpatient organization. In question 8, we ask for a breakdown of how your total adult patient population, ages 18 years and older, self-identify by race and ethnicity. This question is based on Table 3B of the HRSA Uniform Data System reporting requirements for 2021 health center data. All fields must contain a value. Please enter a 0 where there are no patients. Here is the data that I have. If there are patients who have not disclosed their race and ethnicity, you can put them under the unreported, unknown total patient count. Once all the fields are filled in, an automatic total of what you have entered populates in the gray box at the bottom. This box must equal your answer to question 3. For question 9, take your total adult patient population given in question 3 and break it down by the patient's primary payer. Not sure which groups your patients fall under? Use the guidance in the data collection worksheet. The last page gives guidance on payer groupings. Here's the data that I have. If you're still not sure on some patients' payer groups, put them under the Other Unknown category. Like in question 8, once all the fields are filled in, an automatic total of what you have entered populates in the gray box at the bottom, which must equal your answer to question 3. If it does not, say if I change my other patients from 21 to 0, an error will appear at question 3. Because it's a red error, I won't be able to save my form. For red errors like this one, I can delete one of the fields that's contributing to my subtotal to make the error disappear. This will allow me to save and come back later. That said, all fields must be completed to be eligible for an award. So in order to fully fix this, I must eventually fill in this blank so these totals align. Next up is the BP Measurement Activities tab, which we can find by clicking the Tabs icon on the right. This tab features questions about your organization's blood pressure measurement practices. Questions tied to 6 evidence-based BP activities. 1. Regular calibration of all blood pressure devices. 2. Reviewing a list of validated blood pressure devices. 3. Staff training. 4. Staff skills checks. 5. Protocols to obtain accurate BP measurements. And 6. Posting visual reminders of correct BP measurement procedures. These responses will be used to determine eligibility for our Silver and Gold Plus awards, so it's best to consult an individual familiar with these practices before answering. Please be honest in responses. To receive our regular Gold Award or Participant Award, you will still need to answer all questions. Note that the Participant Award is only available to first-time data submitters. If you're unsure of the answers, please respond with "not sure." Here are some tips. In the same way that we're looking for 2021 data, we are looking for 2021 practices. Recurring activities such as staff training must have occurred at least once in 2021 to answer yes. One-time activities, such as placing a positioning graphic next to all BP device stations, could have occurred before 2021, but needs to have been continued in 2021. Each unique question number corresponds to one of the 6 activities. Questions 10A and 10B together represent one activity, while question 11 alone represents one activity. For Silver and Gold Plus awards, you must have achieved at least 4 of 6 activities. Question 10 represents only one activity, device calibration, but is split into 2 parts for aneroid and oscillometric devices. To achieve this activity, your answers must show that you calibrate all devices you regularly use. If you have both aneroid and oscillometric devices, you must calibrate both types to achieve this activity. If you only have one type of device, you must calibrate that type and select no devices for the other type to achieve this activity. My organization has both device types, and we currently only calibrate the aneroid devices on the recommended timeline. I'll answer yes for question 10A and no for 10B. Because we have both device types but are not calibrating both devices, we have not achieved this activity. Question 11 asks you to review validatebp.org or a similar source of validated blood pressure devices. These devices have been independently validated for clinical accuracy. If your organization uses oscillometric devices, select the percentage that are found on this list. If your organization doesn't use oscillometric devices, you'll note that the platform automatically chooses 0% for question 11. This still qualifies as a completion of one activity for Silver or Gold Plus eligibility. After briefly comparing validatebp.org and my organization's inventory of oscillometric devices, I'm approximating about 15% of our automated devices are validated. I'll select the approximate range, 11 to 20%, in the dropdown. However, if you answer not sure, this will not count as one activity. Please do your best to review a list and estimate how many of your devices are validated. A 0% answer is acceptable. No, everyone should be able to achieve the question 11 activity. As long as you review an online listing and select any percent in this field, you will receive credit for this activity. Complete questions 12 through 15 to the best of your knowledge. A yes response on any of these questions equals achieving the activity. Please use the data collection worksheet for details and additional resources on these questions. Once we have completed all of our questions, we will navigate back to the Facility Information tab on the right. The last step in our submission process is to check the Data Entry Complete box. An important note, if this checkbox cannot be populated, it means your data is incomplete and you may not be eligible for recognition. Please review both tabs and ensure no fields are left unanswered before exiting. I am unable to check the box. Scrolling through my questions, I can see it is because I left the other unknown field for question 9 blank. I'll type in 21. Now that it's corrected, I am able to check the Data Entry Complete box. This ensures that I am ready for recognition. Finally, I'll click Save and Exit. Back under Program Forms, I now have a saved 2021 form for Target BP. You can go back and edit your data at any time before the recognition deadline by clicking this link. As long as your data is complete by that time, you are eligible for recognition. Look out for regular newsletters and additional communications from us to learn more about recognition. Thank you for choosing to submit data for Target BP. If you have additional questions, please contact us at bit.ly/aqcontactus, or if you need help logging in, you can contact our platform vendor using the email address on screen now.